Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Amy and I currently work as a consultant in an international organization in Geneva, Switzerland. And in this video, I'll be sharing with you what I spend in a month living in Geneva, Switzerland, one of the most expensive cities in the world. If you have watched my video on how I track and budget my expenses, and I highly recommend you to check it out, I'll link it up here. You know that I follow a very commonly used rule in the personal finance space called the wants, needs, and savings rule, which essentially says that 50% of your after-tax income every month should go towards your needs, 30% towards your wants, and 20% towards your savings. I try my best to follow that, so let's see if I succeeded in doing so. Firstly, needs. Biggest driver of the needs bucket is by far rent. And I think it's pretty common in any huge cities that rent is just going to be disproportionately high. And honestly, you don't even necessarily get what you pay for. But I came to terms with that. The housing market in Geneva is super competitive and just overpriced. So I live in a studio. It's of moderate size, actually rather on the smaller side, and I pay 1,400 Swiss franc for it every month, but I came to love it because of the convenient location and also because I made it feel very homey here, and it's also newly renovated, which is not a given in Geneva as a lot of buildings tend to be old. And honestly, I've seen a lot of much crazier prices when I was looking for housing. For a studio, the prices can really range from 1,400 to 2K, 3,000 even. So I think my studio is in the average price range. Next up, utilities. So this includes Wi-Fi and mobile data. Gotta ensure that all my boyfriends can reach me. And for that, I pay 50 francs every month. The second biggest driver in the needs category is by far health insurance. So in Switzerland, the employer does not typically cover your health insurance, so you need to do it yourself. And I pay 420 Swiss franc every month. And then lastly, the third biggest bucket under the needs category is food. Personally, I'm a big foodie. I love to eat. I really do. But in Geneva, it's so expensive to eat out. It's insane. I've never seen anything like this before. And really what you get is not even worth it. So I just honestly most of the time cook at home and just teach myself my favorite recipes and create my own dishes. And for food, I spend roughly 350 Swiss francs every month, which includes the average 15 francs I pay for lunch when I go into the office 3 times a week. This brings up our total to 2,000 Swiss francs in needs, basic spendings like housing, health insurance, food, utilities. Let's move on to the second category, wants. So in here, I have put transportation because realistically, I probably could walk to the office, although it would literally take me like 40 minutes. So I choose to use transportation, and for that I pay 500 Swiss francs every year, which comes to around 42 Swiss francs every month. Other than that, honestly, I don't even have that much in wants planned and budgeted just because my needs section is already so high, as you can tell. But sometimes, especially in winter, I do love to go skiing or just meeting friends, having coffee in there. And also I budget in gifts or vacations in there. For last month, I don't have a whole lot of it on there, so let's cancel that out. But in theory, I do like to budget around 200 to 300 Swiss francs for wants. And then thirdly, savings. It's always advisable to have an emergency fund ready, which is typically 3 to 6 months if you're employed, or 6 to 9 months if you're a freelancer or contractor. So once you have saved up that amount, the advice in the personal finance community is usually to save up 20% of your net income every month. And ideally, this would go into a high yielding savings account, or even better, you would start investing that money into a low-cost ETF that yields interests for you and compounds as the year go by. And with investing, the earlier you start, the better. Warren Buffett said that compound interest really is the 8th wonder of the world. And this is certainly something I wished I had known a lot earlier in my life, to start investing as soon as you can, even if it's just $10 US. Like literally, this will compound dramatically, exponentially as you get older. And then other things I put in the savings category are any upcoming vacations I may have or any wishes that I'd like to treat myself to. I put a percentage of my net income towards that bucket. So future me loves present me. It's very important. So this wraps up the video on how much I spend a month living in Geneva, Switzerland. If you like this video, I'd love for you to hit the like and subscribe button and leave me a comment down below on how much you spend every month and how you like to budget your money. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.